This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate. That's the agenda on a Wednesday. Tito, Jeff Thitoff, Bobby Carpenter to my left, Bodie to my right. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Good morning, Bob. How are you, my friend?
Doing well. Can't complain. Weather was great. Yeah. Youth practice last night. That was fun. And just cruising along, man. Trying to get better every day.
Did I hear it's getting warmer? Like we have another like a summer week coming up here.
No, it's August, so it's still summer. Summer till September, 22nd, 21st, 23rd?
Yeah, I never bought into that.
I don't know what that means.
That's a different.
It's just science.
I know, but it's not.
I know. So there you go.
No, I know it's science, Bob, but still.
Say you never bought into science?
No,
you're not alone in that.
Thank you.
That's good.
Well, I'm not telling you.
What's a comment?
I'm not saying that's a group of people you want to be associated with.
Bodie and I are in the same boat on this one.
No,
I
am not. No.
Bodie's joined my campaign.
Pretty big believer in the facts of science.
The season thing.
Bob,
the seasonal thing. It's like it's based on our lives.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm going to educate you,
Bob. Days of our lives?
Yeah, like sands through the hourglass?
Fall's already started because kids are back in school.
I don't know if that's
Summer
the case.
starts
when
kids are out of school.
You do realize that there's places where people go to school year-round?
Yeah, those places are. There's actually one school in Columbus that does it, I believe.
Oh.
It might be a Columbus City school, I think, that goes to school year-round.
Sure. They saw people like you 40 years ago and said, we need to keep these hooligans in here all the time.
I've never been called a hooligan in my life. But nonetheless, Bob, the seasons are based on our lives, not the weather, not the calendar, not the...
They're based on the rotation of the Earth.
Well...
technically, the revolution of the Earth around the sun.
It is now fall.
When we hit the fall equinox... And it rotates because...
Or equinox, I like to call it.
I think it's equinox.
It is. But Bodie already corrected me once on that.
So that'll be sometime around September 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It rotates every year based upon the fact that we have an extra quarter day that it takes to rotate around the Earth. We have the spring equinox in March, and then we have the summer and winter solstice in June and in December.
Is it?
Where we were closest or furthest away from the sun.
All 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys know this off the top of your head or not.
Time will pass. The years will roll.
I don't know. Do they have an equal number of days, roughly?
Yeah, that's why they're always the same.
Okay, here's my question.
They kind of rotate the day it is. And so, yes.
Okay.
It's literally divided into quadrants.
Okay.
So we're the furthest and the closest, and then it's like we're the equal distant from the sun in the fall and the spring. So those 2 days are the same exact length.
I'm just sad that the public school systems failed him so much.
Thank you, Bill Belichick.
No, it did. Listen.
Thank you, Bill Belichick. We learned that in like 4th grade, dude.
Whenever school starts, that's when fall is. Whenever, around Thanksgiving, that's when winter starts.
All right.
Spring break is when spring starts. And then summer starts when school's out.
So you live in the Midwest, so you get the benefit of seasons. If you lived in an area that was season agnostic, then you might have problems with this. Thitoff would be living eternal summer.
I would be.
And when you don't have kids in school, then what is it? Then what happens?
It's just like it's
every day's a Saturday. I could tell my parents.
It's awesome.
We've got a big show lined up.
We got stuff going on. What? Every day's a Saturday. Not work. I'm tired.
Probably take a nap this afternoon.
Yeah.
Big show lined up for you this fall day. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, Twitter, and Facebook. Catch the show 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Download the podcast anywhere you get your audio. Austin Ward's going to join us. Lots of talk with with college football and NFL players. Worlds colliding. Last night in baseball, Reds fell again to the Giants. They lost this one 3-1. They lost again. I'd say to the Giants, but they did lose again. 3-1. The Guards beat the Angels 8-6 in 10 innings today. The Reds take on San Francisco at 3:45 p.m. out there in the West Coast, and Cleveland, L.A. at the L.A. Angels at 4:07 p.m. in getaway days. Bob will be tuned into all of that. 10 days until Ohio State, Ball State.
Troy Smith.
There you go.
Brady Quinn.
I'm surprised you go Brady Quinn first, but you're playing to the audience.
Trying
Good
to be
for
respectful.
You. It's you and Steve Kerr on that island. And also Cogley. Bob, the Dolly Parton passed away yesterday.
Yeah. That was terrible. I spent a lot of the day. I mean, she was only 80. I told my wife, I'm like, man, she probably had to have cancer or something.
Yep.
She's like, well, why do you say that? I'm like, well, I mean, 80, not that it's young, but, you know, I mean, as long as you live a healthy life, I mean, statistics will bear this out. The wealthier you are, the longer you live. You just have access to better medical treatment. You probably take better care of yourself. I'm like, and she was always pretty fit, you know, pretty engaged, seemed to have a pretty solid purpose. I was like, I don't think that she was like big into drugs or anything. That's usually what takes down
the grades.
The grades. The drugs get the grades. She's like, well, why would you say that? I'm like, a lot of her stuff was kind of faith-based. I mean, she never really looked all that. I mean, her face kind of slowly froze.
Had
but
some work done. But.
Yeah, but it was never like you saw her and you're like, I guess she alive.
Yeah.
I mean, it
no
wasn't
Jimmy
like
Carter situations going on there.
No, and it wasn't like it was an Elvis situation where you watch these like dramatic jumps. Like, oh, I know she's only 40, but looks 70. And it turned out that she did have a brief battle with cancer that she had that they had kept quiet. But I mean, the things that she did in her life. I mean, her commitment to education. Grew up in a very impoverished area. Just watching a lot of clips of her on the Johnny Carson show. Her and Kenny Rogers singing together. Just a lot of good stuff. Things that seeing her when she was significantly younger, that was like really early in my life or even outside of my lifetime time frame was awesome to watch yesterday, and to kind of share that with my kids was phenomenal because she was a gem, man, to say the least.
She really was, yeah. I didn't know she had the cancer thing was never public either, Bob. Yeah, but it's R.I.P. to Dolly Parton.
Her and Kenny are up there singing those duets now.
Islands in the Stream, Bob. That is what we are.
I saw one that was her and Kenny singing "We Got Tonight." It was unbelievable. I stumbled on that one this morning.
On what? I'm sorry.
"We Got Tonight" by Bob Seger. It was really good.
She didn't. Did she sing that with?
It's Bob Seger.
I know Bob Seger sang that song. I'm saying.
Her and Kenny Rogers, they had a duet live that they sang together. I watched it this morning.
Huh. Lived it.
They lived it. I saw it. It was 1986. I was 3. So.
All right, Bob. Make me smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
I've made you guys smarter about the seasons, Bob. You take over from now.
Oh, goodness. This is good. I'm just reading this, scanning this little article, Bodie. I told you I started reading it, and then I completely forgot Ryan had been here for 2 years as an OC.
Didn't need to read it.
He
lived it.
Well, that is true. Been around it every day. It is not. There were some days that COVID was there. It is Wednesday, August 26th, the 238th day of the year. 127 days remain. This 2026. This date, 1920, the 19th Amendment is certified, officially passing women's suffrage and giving them the right to vote. This date, 1967, Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry hits number 1. And on that same day, Jimi Hendrix releases Purple Haze.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Purple haze all around. Don't know.
I don't know that Dolly was about that purple haze. That's why that's why Jimmy's up. He beat her to the top.
Yeah, he was up there age 27. He got up there, yeah.
You know, my coach used to say when we played football, he's like, bend your knees, don't get too high. Jimi Hendrix got too high, and he's dead.
There you go.
I used that same joke. I tried to pull Amy Winehouse in.
Wins.
Oh,
yeah.
Jim Morrison's another one.
I mean, all the greats. You know, Chris Farley, listen, live hard. This date, 1968, Hey Jude is released by the Beatles.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better.
Wrote that song for Julian Lennon when John and his first wife were going through a divorce. He wrote that for Julian.
There you go.
Jules.
Jules. Well, that's what they call Julian saying Jules a lot of times. I mean,
Did you call him Jules?
Yeah. And
TSC.
And it's no one calls him that. And his name is Tavian, not Tavion. Someone else corrected me about that. I go, listen, I'm trying to pick our battle.
One problem at a time.
Wait. So I said it wrong?
See, you keep saying Tavion.
It's Tavian.
Tavian.
Or just TSC for short.
It's
like
not
French.
that at all. I've never heard anyone inside the walls of the Woody Hayes call him T.S.
Listen, we need our best people on this case. Don't need people chasing waterfalls.
Exactly.
Did you do that on purpose?
It's basically what
I don't know what you're talking about. You're unaware that's a TLC song. No idea. It's like a tick.
He's good. He was really good.
Oh, he's incredible in that
Michael
movie.
Keaton really steals the show in that movie. But I was talking with Shark. He was actually Saturday. His grandson plays for Olentangy, and so we were over at the JV game on Saturday, and they were sitting. UA, the bleachers were still getting checked out, so everyone was sitting on the wayside, and they were sitting right there with us. He's like, Bobby, and his whole family was over there. I was like, is that Jude? Don't call me Julian. And I was like, why? We got to go by Julian or Jules. I mean, the starting quarterback for Ohio State shares your name. Like, there's not really a better time to lean into it.
Yeah.
Right there. I'm like, he goes by, people call him Jules, and he responds. So, I mean, there it is. So let's try to get that done, Shark. I got to get Jules. I got to get him to do a video. I told him, like, I'm going to get him a video. Like, don't be afraid of the Julian name. You know, you got to lean into it. Lean on in there.
The funny thing about my back is Jules.
Jules of a different kind. This date, 1972. One of my favorite songs by The Looking Glass. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl hits number 1.
She serves them whiskey and wine. They say, Brandy. You're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine your eyes could steal.
Okay, did you say one of your favorite songs or one of your favorite songs by Looking Glass?
One of my favorite songs by The Looking Glass, but it's like
I didn't know. I can't name another one by The Looking Glass.
I don't know another. No, like favorite songs in general. I love Brandy. It's such a catchy little
It is
tune.
a good song.
It makes its way into Guardians of the
Yes,
Galaxy,
it does.
too.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
When I heard it in there, I was like, yes.
Were they in a
Those
spaceship when that
numbers
played?
are so good.
I don't know.
I thought it was in the second one.
I think it's when he's walking around with his dad.
That's exactly what I thought too.
And it's when his dad's on the montage with him dating his mom.
That's
why
right.
I had to put that cancer in her to kill her. It was the
Yeah.
hardest thing I've ever done. What?
Huh?
It's pretty remarkable right there. On that same day, 1972, the games of the 20th Olympiad open up in Munich, Germany. 1990, Bo Jackson hits his 4th consecutive home run.
Overrated.
Deep sighs, deep breaths. How is Bo Jackson overrated, Josh?
It's just not nice. He's a jerk.
Okay, so what does that have to do with him
That
playing?
it besmirches his career.
It doesn't touch his career at all. I don't care. I told my mom, she's talking about my dad's heart surgeon. I don't care if he shoots neighborhood dogs with a 22 when he goes home. What does that have to do with his ability to perform his craft? I'm not trying. It's not the hall of nice guys, Jeff.
I understand. Bo Jackson's not in anything. He's not in the hall of anything.
It probably he should be in the hall of just elite of all best athletes ever roam the earth.
I'm guessing he's in some sort of
Probably
hall at
Auburn.
Auburn.
He's probably a hall, but if he's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, not in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, he broke his hip. I mean, he literally had one of the. It's basically the equivalent of Tommy John, except for no one else has come back from it other than him.
Yeah, if he was really good, there'd be a Bo Jackson surgery to fix people like that.
Well, I think that's more on the doctor than it is on the player, and I don't know that it has the same ability to be fixed.
Plenty of blame to spread around.
The fact, like that, you let your personal animist. I want you to try to detach emotion from your ability to evaluate people and your personal experiences with them. Like that would be really. That's like honestly, that's why a lot of people I think that vote for the Heisman and Hall of Fame probably vote like you, and that's why it's very disappointing. Just because I don't like somebody, I can still evaluate them based upon their merits.
What I took from that, Bob, is you think I should be a voter for the Heisman
No,
and Hall of Fame.
I think that you need to detach your personal experiences from it. This day, 2009, kidnapping victim Casey Duggard is discovered alive after being abducted 18 years prior.
That's right, Ron and Stephanie. It's an incredible turn of events. It was more than 18 years ago when J.C. Lee Dugard was snatched as she walked to the school bus stop in El Dorado County. Now, this kidnapping was actually witnessed by her stepfather. It set off a massive search for the 11-year-old girl that got nationwide publicity with no sign of Dugard apparently until now. To give you some background, it was back on June 10th of 1991 when this blonde-haired, blue-eyed little girl wearing a pink top in pink pants left to catch her school bus in the town of Myers near South Lake Tahoe. Now, her stepfather watched helplessly from the driveway 2 blocks away as a gray sedan with a man and woman pulled up, and the man yanked JC in as she kicked and screamed and then sped off.
Oh, goodness. I remember that happening, and glad that she's doing all right.
What year was that?
In 2009 is when she was discovered. It was 1991. Like, I vaguely remember that. I remember when they found her thinking, that's the most remarkable thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Some birthdays today. This date, 1906, Albert Sabin, who developed the oral polio vaccine, was given credit for the eradication of the disease. Turning 67 today, Mr. Stan Van Gundy.
A half minute to go. As the crowd serenades the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's the magic when they lost the playoffs.
On their way to the NBA Finals. The final seconds. The Orlando Magic have defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6, and they are headed to the finals for the first time since 1995.
Tito Turkoglu and who was the other guy? Rashard something?
Lewis,
yeah.
Rashard Lewis.
Just turned into,
it's terrible.
I don't even know who.
Did he go from the
players.
Sonics to the Magic or Magic to the Sonics?
Who's that?
Lewis. Wasn't he like a big-time free agent signing by one of
Sounds like Seattle to, well, yeah, I think it was to Seattle or to Orlando. Because by the time he would have left Orlando, the Seattle Supersonics, I don't think were in existence anymore.
Probably true.
Because I think he played there with Ray Allen, didn't he? Does that sound roughly right?
That does sound roughly right. And he signed a huge contract, I remember, and I don't believe he lived up to it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, there was a...
Yes, Seattle. He was drafted to Seattle in 98, all the way through 07, joined Orlando 07, 08. Only had one All-Star appearance in Seattle.
It felt like that was the beginning of the end.
18 to 20 games, or 18 to 20 points a game. So.
I know that he played another year in Cleveland, but it felt like that was the beginning of the end for LeBron there when they lost the Magic. Because that team,
I
felt like they were gassed up. The next year they lost to the Celtics in the playoffs, and like that was kind of
that was it. Then
looking
at that point,
at it, but it seemed
they
like
won. I think they went like 66 and 16 and 09. They had the top seed.
Yes,
like
and they were all 66. You're right, 66 and 16. Like had everything geared up. They had swept the Pistons, swept the Hawks, and then they lost the Magic, and like it just tough one right there. This day, looking through some other stuff. Born on this date, 1969. Where was I scrolling around? Adrian Young, turning 57, the drummer for No Doubt. Melissa McCarthy turning 56 today.
Debbie told my son that he looked like Tom Petty in a negative way.
Who's Tom Petty?
You know who Tom Petty is. And she said that if she had to come back, that she was going to F up his pussy ass, which is what she said.
Oh, my. Are you serious? I didn't. I would never. To a child? Your son has been defiling my daughter's Facebook page now for months.
These people are liars. He said that my son was an animal and that if I didn't keep him on a leash, that he would hit him with his car.
Did you say that?
That's ridiculous. Who talks like that?
You do.
He didn't say that.
All right,
He said it to me.
What I said was that we need to keep an extra eye on our kids because with all the technological advances, they need to learn to use them responsibly.
No. What he said to me was he called me an icon.
A what?
Language, Catherine, language.
I'm quoting. How am I going to relay what these two nutballs said to me unless I say it?
That's such a great scene, that entire thing. Is that This Is 40? Is that what it's from? Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch that. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, it's a good flick.
Oh, my.
Paul Rudd's really funny. Yeah,
I like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I like his wife. What's her?
Leslie Mann.
She's good.
Yeah.
Really good. She's really good. Caleb will like it because she's in Big Daddy. So that'll be a win for him.
Is that a Sandler?
God, is she really?
Yeah. She is the Hooters waitress, I believe.
Okay.
That's quite the range then.
Yes.
Trying to
pull that
I think
off,
she
huh?
became an attorney, but they reference her as the Hooters waitress all the time. Turning 46 today, Mr. Macaulay Culkin.
I took a shower washing every body part with Astro soap, including all my major crevices, including in between my toes and in my belly button, which I never did before but sort of enjoyed. I washed my hair with the Don't Formula shampoo and used cream waves for that Just Wash shine. I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
Little Home Alone action there.
Saw that in the President's House. I was for Benjamin Harrison in the Army. I saw that movie in the theater there. It was that's what I was associate that movie with. When I was
White House?
It's for Benjamin Harrison. I think he had to have lived there if they made the fort after him there, right?
Oh, Fort Benjamin. I gotcha. There we go. Okay. Chris Pine, star of Star Trek, turning 46.
Calm. Yeah, we never kidnapped you.
Yeah, you did.
We didn't. Yeah, you abducted me.
We did not.
Yeah, you brought me back here.
Yeah, there was a
Come on, man.
Things got broken. And then you assaulted me.
What? This guy's fucking nuts.
Oh,
Hey, Rex, it's off, pal.
Oh, and then you beat me mercilessly.
Holy shit, he's Fight Clubbing himself. We got a Fight Clubber.
And then I found my way up here. And I found this phone. And I picked up the receiver.
Oh, no.
I dialed 9.
Don't. Come on, man, joke's over. Don't you hit the second one. Don't hit it.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know where you find payphones.
No,
there's
some payphones at the park up here.
Some payphones at the park up here. Turning 26 today. This was as much for Bodie as anyone. Former Notre Dame star, now Rams running back Kyron Williams.
Same generation as his quarterback. Here's the give Kyron Williams left side into the secondary. Williams down the sideline. Kyron Williams might go. Notre Dame touchdown. So here's to Kyron Williams. Reverses field. Eludes Fox. On the run, Williams. Highlight reel run by Williams. Down the sideline, Williams. Chased by Gamble. 20, 10. What a run. Touchdown. Spectacular run. Play of the year for the Irish.
Some passings today. Passing on this date, 2023. He famously said, "I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole damn thing." Mr. Robert Barker.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar. You better relax, Bob. There is no way that you could have been as bad at hockey as you are at golf.
All right, let's go.
Oh! You like that, old man? You want a piece of me? I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing. Oh!
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
The price is wrong, bitch.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough, bitch.
Such a great scene. It's one of Caleb's favorites.
Barker performed all those scenes on his own, too.
It's so great. So instead of hitting you, he tried to beat up Bob Barker. Great. Bob Barker he had that nice silver hair.
Oh, yeah.
Tan skin. He was part Native American. Always, he looked the same age for 40 years. Yeah. His wife passed away when he was 50. Never got remarried. Lived to 90 years old. Great dude, Mr. Bob Barker. And then passing away in 2004, the singer of Gloria, Miss Laura Branigan. Jerry thought that was about a different type of Gloria, Gloriola. That's what he talked about. Some holidays and observances today. It is Make Your Own Luck Day, Musical Yoga Day, Cherry Popsicle Day, National Dog Day, National Toilet Paper Day.
Shout out to the dogs.
One of the most underrated inventions around. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Wednesday, August 26th, the 238th day of the year, and $1.27 remaining in this 2026.
Cherry Popsicle does not exist. It's called red. Just like there's no such thing as a grape. It's purple.
I don't know if colors or flavors, but sure.
Colors or flavors. They want an update, Bob, on the conversation I had with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it now?
I'd love to hear the conversation you have with your wife.
You know what, Bob? This is great. Okay, I will tell you this. I am always, if nothing else, Bob, I am always real. Now, I do take fragments of conversations to fit my narrative. So sometimes you have a conversation on the air, and I might tell somebody about it. We have a conversation about it, and I maybe not. I don't go word for word what you say. I kind of just take out what makes me look smarter. But I was real with my wife yesterday. I said, "This is what we talked about on the air in front of Charlotte. We did this," and
it's good. Definitely in front of your kids.
I know. I told my daughter because it's like you said. She got to. What was you said? Salt in the wound, but you got to do it. So anyway. Heather says, you know what? Bobby's right. And even at Children's Hospital, they said, if she's got this brace on her ankle, why is she riding a scooter?
It's fairly logical, but go ahead.
No, I'm saying you were right in that assessment.
I don't want to be right.
I am, by the way, blameless in this situation because I did not tell. I didn't say she.
You ever heard the saying, the buck stops here?
I did. Well, the buck stopped when I left to come to work that morning.
Oh.
And I wasn't out there saying, hey, Charlotte, yeah, sure, take the scooter.
Does she normally ride her scooter to school?
She does, yes.
Okay, so what about the conversation the day she got her air cast on with your wife being, how's she going to get to school today?
Well, I don't.
That would be leadership.
Listen.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
What movie is that from?
You know he has
I know.
What is it? Which one is it? I'm curious. So which one is it from?
Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen parts of that movie. That's a good movie. That run when they go in the long run and they talk about all the blood that was spilled there. That's a good scene there. That's
Gettysburg. I believe that's
that place
where all the blood was shed.
Place all those people died.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, Bob. No, but we had other people reach out to us after hearing our conversation. Like, why was she on the scooter? Now,
You want answers?
Hey, you can't handle the truth. I've seen most of that one. That scene I've seen about 1 million times. But anyway, though, Bob, no, you were right. I was wrong.
I'm not saying I'm right.
No, you are
right. I'm just asking the question. Like, it's good though. We're moving past the BCD. Blame, complain, defend. Ryan Day talked about it.
And I'm not going to point fingers. No, but my wife was wrong. She was dead wrong. But anyway, I'm not saying I would have made the same decision because I might have. I might have not said anything to her. So, yeah, go ride the scooter. It's, because the bike hurt her ankle too much to pedal. So that's why I think my wife said.
That's my point is then there might have been a conversation like, all right, Heather, we got to figure out logistically how we're going to get her to school for the next week.
So, although I often try to fit things into my narrative, in this one, I fell on the family sword. And my wife was wrong. But I'm not going to blame. I'm not going to defend. What was the C for?
Blame, complain.
Complain. I'm not going to complain about it either, Bob. Coming up next, NFL players. Good for college football or not? We'll talk about that next. Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Retirement from football hits everyone differently. For DeVere Posey and Dane Sanzenbacher, it means sitting around watching sports clips on the internet and arguing about them. Search for Didn't Catch That on YouTube and subscribe.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I moved back to Columbus with my beautiful wife and our 2 amazing daughters and our golden retriever, Harley. This community brought me back because this is where I feel connected. Where my daughters were born, this is my home. And that is to say, I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief.
Hi, I'm Bobby Carpenter.
And I'm Jake Ballard.
And we are both QC Kinetics believers. We are both pain-free in the knees.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver, and Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you a chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's most iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the entire office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great drinks and food right here or next door with the Gavian Ride. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who has what it takes. Don't miss out. Book your race today. OutlawSimRacing.com.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice, Bob, and sounds like smarter heads have prevailed in the Big Ten because the Big Ten passed a rule that stops players returning to the NFL from playing at one of its schools. The Big Ten's ADs unanimously approved that rule, that any player who was declared for the NFL draft and did not withdraw, appeared on an NFL roster, or signed a contract with a pro league cannot be on a Big Ten roster. Any teams in violation of the rule would be subject to its head coach being suspended for 50% of its remaining games, plus an undisclosed fine, the Big Ten confirmed. Can you do like Michigan did and like pick which games they're suspended from, Bob, or not? Like maybe
I don't know how that'll work, but 50%'s a lot.
Yeah.
And undisclosed fine is probably like, don't do this. Don't make us put down a number of what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Because it's probably going to be something that's going to be relative to your salary. So the more you make, the more you're getting fined.
SEC then did a similar thing.
After they issued their strong verbal denouncement of what it was, then the Big Ten said, actually, no, we're just going to say you can't do this. And the SEC probably looked around like, okay, that's just condemning it probably isn't enough. We probably should actually do something about it.
Yeah. You think Lane Kiffin's going to follow along to a strongly worded tweet?
Exactly.
Probably not.
So is this a thing that is now so these guys that said, Daquan White from Cleveland. So now he's just SOL as far as
I don't know what they're going to do. Like, I thought that the Big Ten, they said if they were in a mini camp and didn't sign a contract, I think one of the guys from Indiana qualifies for coming back because he never really entered anything.
Okay.
I want to say I don't know. It's going to be curious because I don't know what the SEC penalty. Did they say what the penalties were?
They have not. I believe the Big Ten's the only one that said penalties so far.
But the fact that it happens now, does it?
I said, right. I feel for him because there were conversations that he had with LSU, and they were assuring him that this was going to be okay. He went to Cleveland and asked for his release under the pretense that he would be going back to LSU, and now that's not going to happen anymore. So I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do.
There's also the player R.J. Lewis Jr., the point guard, or guard who played at St. John's, and was going to join LSU's basketball team because they only had 6 players this year, whatever they have so far. But anyway, their rosters, they've got no one on their roster. But now I guess that will affect him as well. But I didn't know if the fact that when they announce this stuff, if it's going to, if it starting now, or does it go back to, no, you can't have these guys you talked about adding before. But nonetheless, it's smart to do it this way. If you declare for the NFL or sign with any professional team, you should not be allowed to go back and play college football.
It's not smart to do it this way. They should have done it this way 3 months ago. Or a month ago when they put all this in and guys were going into training camp. Because no one in their right mind would have ever envisioned it'd be more lucrative to play amateur sports than it would be to play professional sports. So I understand that. They should have done this prior. Yeah. This is the way that this is the way that should be enforced. But they just got around to it, like many of the things in college athletics. They got around to it significantly too late, and in doing so, I mean, there are some strays that were caught by different people, and I don't want to say like right and these guys are completely innocent, but if there's a rule and people are telling you it can happen, okay, well, let's go try to pursue this and see what we can do. It'll be the best. People are in, as you know, Jeff, people are usually in this thing for their own self-interest, and they're making decisions based upon that, not for the good of the game, not for the good of college football in general or their university. Like, what's in it for me? And those guys were getting set up in a much better situation.
And I'm curious to see what the penalties, the SEC, if they'll just mimic what the Big Ten did and do 50% of games and a huge fine or whatever. I
don't think that they want to be seen as lesser than the Big Ten. So I would think
51.
It'll probably be, they'll probably just absorb the congruency of that and be like, yep, we're going to do the same thing they did. It'll be interesting. Do they want to be viewed as a follower or someone who's like not as firm on it?
Is that where Jim Delaney, maybe we owe him some more respect in hindsight when he named the conference divisions the leaders and the legends? Maybe he knew the leading part.
Yeah, he knew something we didn't.
Now, how much of this can they fight in court, though, still?
All of it.
Well, there's people now that said that they're going to sue, like the NCAA is allowing their members to directly
it's almost like they're putting together an antitrust without putting together an antitrust.
So here's the one thing they said, yes. They said as long, like if the smaller schools, if other conferences allow it, then there is no antitrust.
Yeah.
Because there's
if they all do it.
If they all do it, and so I think they're kind of hoping like, hey, if you're in even here's the thing, if you're the Sun Belt and you say we can have guys, we'll take guys, and guys are like, well, we're not going to pay you as much as you're going to get paid over there. We'll give you $100,000.
Yeah.
We're still allowing you to come back. It's not antitrust. Like you're able to return. It's just not as lucrative for you to return.
Yeah.
So like that's going to be what'll be interesting to see how this works.
So we need one smaller conference to fall on the sword.
And there will be one. I got to believe there'll be one.
Like any of the small, you can come back. We're just not going to pay you. We'll accept you. Well, some guys will look at that and say, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'll just move on with my life or try to get back in the NFL. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Other people might do it and say, hey, it's a way for me to get film and at least get something and keep playing football. Like I'm at least going to get my food and like probably housing and maybe a little bit of scratch.
Just another year of playing ball.
Yeah.
Right? Like
if you were already off the real life.
If you were a fringe NFL player, odds are you probably weren't going to, I don't know that Daquan Wright was going to have much of an NFL career anyway. So for him, obviously to go back to LSU, that made a lot of sense for him. But even to go back and play, Marshall or something.
Yeah.
Go win 8 games and have a good time one more year.
The Big East basketball conference, when it got big,
R.I.P.
No doubt. But it was like, they went against the grain though. Like they deliberately did things different than other conferences. Minor things, not like on this level, but I'm saying they did things like when they did the deal with ESPN and they were playing the Monday games and Wednesday. And all these games were televised more so than other ones. They did that deliberately to be different. They also, for a while, Bob, they had a rule only in Big East games. You got 6 personal fouls, not 5. Like another thing they did differently. Yeah, they would do that. In Big East games, you got 6. Every other game, you got 5. But in Big East games, you got 6. Things like that. And that's why I think a conference will end up embracing this, saying, hey, the SEC won't take you, Big Ten won't take you, come play here in our conference.
Yeah.
We're fine with it. You're right, Bob. Less money. But if they really want to do it, though, then they can get all the if you will, the land of the misfit players, the misfit toys, the ones who will come there and play because they have they have no other options than to do something like that.
And some of those players, though, maybe they're not NFL guys, but they played at Ole Miss. Yeah. They could go to, like I said, Marshall or whatever, and probably start and play.
Right. Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see too, because I think Kiffin is probably going to fight this as much as he can.
Sure he is.
But you're also 10 days away from the season starting.
Man.
Does it hit a point that it's just like this rotational tight end and defensive end is just not worth the hassle?
Well, and
I would think it would hit that point, but
unless they know the system too.
Exactly. It also hits a point too where they can't even make an impact, right?
No, it's different with Wright because he played for him at Ole Miss. I'm guessing.
True. Yeah.
Terminology is probably pretty similar, so you could kind of jump on a moving train there. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to just some random school, people don't realize how hard it is to learn this and learn it well enough to be able to go play in big moments.
Coming up next, do some quick hitters. Did the Bengals season almost end yesterday? We'll talk about that. Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thitoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver, and Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you a chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's most iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the entire office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great drinks and food right here or next door with the Galvan Ride. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who has what it takes. Don't miss out. Book your race today. OutlawSimRacing.com.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Bodie, let's do some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All All right, fellas, happy Wednesday. We'll start in the National Football League. If you happen to hear a loud scream of horror outside your window yesterday afternoon, that might have just been Bengals fans seeing their 2026 season potentially go down the drain. But good news, it was just a brief scare. As at practice yesterday, Jamar Chase went down to the ground after attempting to haul in a pass deep down the right sideline. But after a handful of seconds on the grass, he was able to bounce back up, walk it off a little bit, and after practice,
limp it off.
I mean, that's
I didn't feel great. I mean, a little bit of relief, but it wasn't like we're out of the woods. That was a ginger walk.
That's fair. After practice, he did tell reporters it was just a tweak. He feels fine. Also mentioned that the trainers did say it was a hyperextension. He also even said he tried to go back into practice, but not so surprisingly here, the team did not allow him to do so. After practice also, how about this as well? Cornerback DJ Turner was asked where Chase would rank among the players on the team who they could at least afford to lose. He smiled, looked back at reporters and said, "You can answer that question. You know we can't afford to lose him." So, Bobby, it was Bengals 2 for 2 now as far as near disastrous. Well, maybe Shamar Stewart, not disastrous, but wouldn't have been a great injury there. But Chase going down would have been a massive disaster. And thankfully now he's got a couple weeks and change to hopefully rest up and get back to, we'll say maybe close to, if not 100% for the regular season.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that he'll play again before the regular season. Until the week of practice.
Yeah.
He ain't doing anything the rest of this week. He's chilling. He ain't doing anything next week. He won't be getting ready until that Wednesday of Labor Day. And they're like, all right, you ready to go outside of jogging on the sideline, running some individual routes? Because this is how it always happens. He went to be competitive and try to catch a football. Comes down awkwardly when you're running full speed.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of Joe Burrow, he's probably the second most important guy. I mean, they'd probably be better off if Zach Taylor got hit by a bus than losing Jamar Chase. I mean, not to throw Zach Taylor under the bus.
You just threw him in front of the bus. You just put it right there.
I mean, if this was a final destination situation, you would hope that Zach Taylor was sitting on the plane prior in front of Jamar Chase.
I don't know why you're trying to kill Zach Taylor.
I'm just talking about his importance.
No, I understand.
Would anybody not agree that he's more important than the head coach?
I don't think they would.
Second to Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't think you'd get any disagreements.
Weirdly, Bob, I don't know if you saw this or not, but he was seen later leaving the practice facility on an electric scooter. Which I thought was weird with that kind of hyperextension, that kind of injury. You would think they would just say, hey, look, don't do that. But yes, he is.
I heard he was getting a ride home with Tito.
That's
the
fun.
real Tito.
Oh.
He was doubling 2 dudes, 1 scooter.
That's don't Google that. That doesn't work. I'm sure there's something out there. But no, yeah, it would have been a catastrophic for the Bengals this year. Very fortunate that it is not that way for them. And yeah, Bob, I agree with you. Although I'm not going to kill Zach Taylor or put him in front of a bus or in a plane crash. Next to Burrow, Chase is the most important player on this team. They'd still win games. T. Higgins, hell of a player. Chase Brown, a really good running back. But yes, if they have any aspirations of winning a playoff game this year, you've got to have Jamar Chase out there.
Next up here, guys.
Joe Burrow has like a cyanide pill in his teeth, like Hydra, where if something
just
like that happens,
yeah.
You
get to week 2. Lawrence rolls a knee. Yeah. Chase rolls a knee.
Finish me off.
Something good.
It's now or never. I said it was now or wasting life.
Zach Taylor dead. Joe Burrow, cyanide pill. Bob, come on, man. Be positive. It's juice.
You never know. Considering all the options. Yeah. We'll head to the world of golf here, guys, because beginning in a couple of years in 2028, the PGA Tour postseason is set to undergo a major change. I read through this story about 3 or 4 different times. Finally, God bless whoever put it out on the PGA Tour's official Twitter account. I had to watch a video to understand what is happening here. It's not too complicated if you see it, but I'm going to try to read it here and keep the details short and sweet as best I can, because when you read it, it does get a little confusing, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. I'm going to try not to be. The top 90 golfers, based off of accumulating points throughout the regular season, will play in the PGA Tour Championship Series finale, which will be the usual stroke play 4-round event. Following that tournament, there will be a winner of that event plus the season-long winner and total points accumulated. So pretty straightforward there.
Regular season champ, tournament champ.
Exactly, yep. Now comes the new part. Following that comes the biggest new change, as the top 32 point accumulators will advance into the new 2-week match play competition. This is very similar to the World Cup. So if you dipped your toes into those waters throughout the summer
at all. So we got out of the pool play. Now we're getting these guys into the bracket play, which is match
round
play.
Robin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Round robin, if you will. The 32 golfers will be split into 8 teams of 4. They'll play round robin, so each guy will play each other once. After that, the top 2 from each group moves on to the round of 16, which becomes single elimination match play, as the bracket eventually makes its way down to the top 2 guys competing for the final prize. So, Tito, thoughts?
I love it.
Sounds fun. Once you kind of understand it, and I hope I did a decent job there of explaining it. Like I said, it took me a few tries at it to even understand.
Explain it to me like I'm 6.
If I had a vote, you would be an employee of the month, quarter, year, whatever it is. But anyway, yes, I do like that. I like the match play format of that, and that they're going to. And they said that all 16 are going to play all the way. Even if you lose, you're still going to keep playing. It's just because they're going to try to determine the final 16 places. So even if you lose in the round of 16, then you're going to keep playing to see where you finish.
Losers
still.
bracket, then?
Yeah, like a losers bracket kind of thing. Where they're still good, but they're still going to be. Yeah, they will have in place 1 through 16. Then when it's all said and done. So I like it, Bob. I like match play in golf. I think it's. We'll say this. I like it when it's players I like to watch.
I want some more of it.
Yes, I just, I'm not.
Yeah, if you get to the end and it's like Scotty and Rory, it's like, this is going to be awesome.
Right.
But if you have a couple guys who,
are you going to watch this, Jeff?
Bob, see, you're trying to bait me now. If it's
2 years from now, you got
I got time. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, Bob.
I was looking at that more positive, but
yeah, well, no, it's
you got time to get ready for it,
or dead,
or dead,
or if Bob wants, Zach Taylor or me. But yeah, Bob, I like it. If it's someone like Rory and Scheffler, look, I never watch any golf tournament from the start until the end, the entire coverage of it. That would take too long. It's golf for me is a tune in and check it out, watch a little bit, maybe take a nap to it. But
yeah, that's a pretty solid take.
Thank you, Bob. Good. Cut that up. We can use that many times throughout the history of this show. That's a pretty solid take. So, Bob, yeah, I'll watch it, sporadically depending. And there, but yeah, like Bo just said, man, if it's Scheffler against Rory, yeah, I'll watch that damn near start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's depending on who's in it. At the end, when it's guys it's great. When it's guys you don't know, it's like, And I love that the PGA Tour also came out. Like, they're not going to let the live guys back in and the ushering them back through. They've got to earn their way back through it. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Go make some qualifiers. Go play. John Rahm, Bryson. Like, I love you guys made a ton of money to live. You want to get back in there now. You got to earn your way through it. See if you can earn your way into this. Go win. And take care of business.
And you also can't play in the Big Ten or SEC.
Next up here, guys, speaking of college football, the highest-rated recruit in the history of Vanderbilt football is set to make his debut for the Commodores next weekend, but he'll be doing so coming off of the bench. Head coach Clark Lee has named senior quarterback Blaze Berlowitz, which is a great name, as Vandy's starting quarterback, delegating 5-star freshman Jared Curtis to be the backup role there. Curtis is expected to play, though, in next Saturday's season opening matchup against Austin Peay. That's P-E-A-Y with no H there. After the contest against the Governors next Saturday, Vanderbilt is set to host Delaware and then NC State in the non-conference before they dive into SEC play. Bobby, I know obviously Diego Pavia was the starter there the last couple years, but do you think this situation here for the Doors could be a little bit of a maybe Todd Beckman, Terrell Pryor situation, just like it's inevitable that the 5-star freshman's going to take over at some point?
I think it's a little bit, like what the Browns are going through. Like, listen, we don't feel great, but we're going to give our senior a shot. Let him go out there and earn it. And, sometimes you have a young guy, like he just might not be ready yet. People can see the talent. Like, listen, we'll try to ease him in at a medium pace. We'll get him in there in the second half. We'll bring him in for series, and we'll slowly kind of move this thing forward instead of just throwing him out there for Jump Street. And, like, Clark Lee knows what he's doing with this. They brought in a 5-star. They're going to play the kid. It's Vanderbilt, for heaven's sake. They've never had anybody like this there before. So they're going to play him and see what he can do. It'll just be it'll maybe be at a longer timeline now than what we thought.
I didn't realize that he had committed twice to Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it was such a big deal.
I knew he was but committed to UGA. I didn't realize he committed there twice. Though.
Right? Yeah, it's like, no, I'm really going.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Actually.
Yeah. He'll play in that first game. He'll get out there and he'll play. And if he gives him the spark that if you can tell right away it's different, then he'll be the starter. But big year for Clark Lee and Vanderbilt, what they can do out there, and so he'll end up playing, I think, significant snaps this season, but we'll see.
Last one here, guys. In the world of baseball, the Chicago Cubs are one of MLB's oldest franchises, so anytime they break any sort of team record, it feels a little bit noteworthy. And last night in Arizona, that's exactly what they did, as they set a new club record, scoring their 30th unanswered run over 3 games. They got the achievement started in Seattle on Sunday when they scored 19 straight to erase a 2-0 deficit against the Mariners and beat them 19-2. On Monday night, they beat the Diamondbacks 7-0, and then last night, the Cubbies jumped out to a 4-0 lead before, funny enough, they did go on to lose that game last night, 5-4. So Tito, 30 runs unanswered there for the Cubbies. Thing or not a thing?
I love the fact with baseball that there are so many stupid stats. Like this right here, they said that they broke the record they set back in 1969 when they did that over a stretch, May 11th, 13th of 1969, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. I think, Bob, that would be I would enjoy that job. Elias Sports Bureau, just looking up crazy stats like that. And
why don't you apply?
I think Shark should apply.
He's retired.
I know, but still, people get retired, they get bored after a while, I would think.
I think he was good. Talked his wife into doing that trip to Italy, the cruise over there. She was not excited, but his brother had to work, and so he'd already, I guess, got it booked. He got a new job, and so he's like, someone's got to pay for it. Someone's got to use this. So he made her do it.
But it's a silly streak. I don't think it's that. Look, the fact you scored 19 straight in one game, it's, we talked about, Bodie mentioned there, they scored 30 unanswered runs. They only went 2-1 in the 3 games. It'd be more impressive if it was like a 4-game streak or a 5-game streak and they won every game. But nonetheless, 30 runs in a row, yeah, I guess that's a good streak. But it's a weird stat, though, that somebody I would like to know why somebody decided, hey, let's look this up. Let's see here now. What's the most consecutive runs? Not in baseball history. Not among all teams. Just among the Cubs. Let's see what's the last time they scored this many runs unanswered, Bob.
Well, that's what they have the Guinness Book of World Records for. And baseball, like you said, baseball is a slave to their numbers. And so this is why you have things like this.
Yes. So, Bob, I don't know how many of these things you've watched, but there was another black stripe removal. There's a video for that. We'll make sure you probably haven't seen it yet. It didn't show up in your algorithm.
You actually sent it to Bodie, but sure.
Okay. Anyway, well, whatever. Tomato.
You know what I didn't get sent to me today?
What was that?
Your walk.
I did walk, but I didn't send it to you.
I mean, the tree falls in the woods. Does it around? Does it make a sound?
Do you want me to send you? I have no problem doing this, Bob. I will absolutely send it to you every morning I walk, but I didn't want to I didn't want to inundate you with that. I will overwhelm you with my. It's not even. It's more of a stroll, I think, than a walk. It's not like a power walk. Those people that do the power walk thing, and I got a buddy of mine whose dad was in the Olympics
That's not real. I know it is, but it's. I mean.
I got a buddy of mine whose dad in Mexico City, whatever
I believe that. I understand that
was a speed walker, a fast walker.
I mean, that's not a sport, though.
I'm with you, Bob. Those people look weird to me. They're out there doing that.
I'm not saying you need to walk like that, but I call it a purposeful walk. Be intentional. Be purposeful.
Don't be accidental. Not going to be an accidental walk. I will send that to you then, Bob, going forward. Coming up next, we will play that black stripe removal video that Bobby apparently sent to Bodie. We'll do that. Morning Juice.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
The 10 TV Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the news you need. 10 TV Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal house.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Joint pain? How long do you got? I'm talking about my back, my elbow, and my shoulder. 24 years in the majors.
Roger the Rocket Clemens dominated the game, but even legends feel wear and tear.
I put my body through a lot for baseball. I didn't want more surgeries.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments use your body's natural healing properties to help restore joints without surgery. And the results?
Pain is gone, I'm back, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Schedule your free consultation today. Better starts here.
Probably go another 3 innings.
Retirement from football hits everyone differently. For Devere Posey and Dane Sanzenbacher, it means sitting around watching sports clips on the internet and arguing about them. Search for Didn't Catch That on YouTube and subscribe. Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is Morning Juice.
All right, Bodie, the video, is this for both of them, both Jordan Thomas and Legend Bay?
No, I got them separate. Which one you want first?
I don't care.
Let's go Jordan Thomas first.
All right.
He's got strong physical and slide down coverage ability. Newest ever BIA, Jordan Thomas!
Hey, Jordan, first and foremost, I want to give all the glory to God. I want to thank my family, my loved ones for constantly pushing me, believing in me, and just giving me the opportunity to be here, man. I want to thank BIA. I want to thank Zone 6 for making me better. The whole team, the coaching staff. Everybody, I love y'all.
And now, let's play Legend Bay.
We got another block traveler!
It's the order they brought him out in.
Athlete that can score from anywhere on the field. Newest ever in a lot, boys. Legend Bay!
Hey, I want to say thank you to God, thank you to my teammates, thank you to Coach Locke, Coach Dave, Coach Mick, getting me better every day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all believe in me. I appreciate y'all. Go Bucks.
Videos are awesome. I'm glad they started doing those. It's been fun to watch them.
Speaking of, did you guys happen to see the Legend Bay video that made the rounds of him? Looked like he was doing some sort of just like intro for a class. It was just like, I think it was just like, almost the icebreaker sort of deal.
Yeah, like I am Legend Bay.
I am Legend Bay.
Right.
I play football at Ohio State.
Right.
He's
I like tomatoes.
He literally said, he's like, I like eating everything and I like sleeping. Like, all right, man. Simple man.
Yes.
There you go. That's all you need
That's
to
probably
know.
what Mick told him. You need to eat everything.
That's exactly what he said. He said, I like to eat everything, or I eat everything, or something. All right.
Awesome.
Like an ogre.
That's great. That's pretty big, though, because that means Legend's going to be on the field. Like, you don't get on the field till you ultimately get your black stripe off. And who was that one? Jordan Thomas. Yeah, the three guys. I've tried to learn through all the numbers here. 15, 28, and 25, 28 or three DBs, freshman DBs that you are going to see on the field this year. In some shape or form. Like they're all really good young players.
I did see or hear some of the audio maybe from Ryan Day about, and I'll admit, Bob, before I say it, I don't know if we talked about this on the air or off the air, but he mentioned, it came out, James mentioned he was the vote total a little bit, right?
James mentioned that, and then Ryan Ryan was asked about it. He was, well, the voting results are confidential to our team. I'm going to have to talk to James about that.
Right, the fact that James made it public on that one.
I knew I had seen it somewhere, James saying that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, like I said, the things that you see in here and say in here, stay in here, which is on the team meeting room. It's like when stuff comes out that's not really for public consumption, it's all right, I'm going to slow play some of these things, maybe talk around them and talk to them, but not specifically attribute stuff. And then James said, all right, well, I guess that's out there, so we can talk about that now.
I know there's a line you've got to that's a balancing act for you a little bit, Bob, because of the fact that there are things that, like the voting thing and all, things like that happen where somebody maybe says something they aren't supposed to say, it's not public consumption. Have you ever said anything or disclosed anything and had either Day or somebody say, you shouldn't have said that because,
No.
oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, I've been around it for 25 years, Jeff. If you can't discern what is for public consumption and what's not, and how to speak to it, and that's why Ryan's at the presser all the time. We're going to do the captain's calls, and I'm like, well, whatever they reveal there and everything else. And listen, I mean, whatever James, maybe, I don't know if he said in the interview, like in an interview, or if he said it during the captain's call, another piece of it. But I mean, that also, if it was during the captain's calls, the social team, they're the ones that also put that out too. So, I mean, he was just simply championing his guy to his parents.
Ryan Day is 82-12 at Ohio State. And there was an article on ESPN. This was done by Adam Rittenberg about how Ryan Day has survived and succeeded in a decade at Ohio State. And there were certainly times when, in the court of some public opinion, that they thought that Ryan Day should be removed as head football coach at Ohio State, and because of some missteps against Michigan. And he has quashed all of that based on the fact he won the Natty and then also dispatched of Michigan this past season. And it is amazing. Bob, I said this when we had him on the show out there, that he looks like he should, everything he's been through, he should look older than he does. Like the U.S. presidents, when they age, you can see it. Look at Obama when he took office, 8 years later when he left office, how much different he looked. Somehow Ryan Day has avoided that, but all the pressure he's been under here, I can't think of is there a more difficult head coaching job in college football than at Ohio State?
There's something that you could put, and have conversations about, being in the same region, in the same zip code as Ohio State, and they're only difficult when you're losing.
Sure.
When you're winning, everything's easy. Everybody's showering love and praise on you. And early in Ryan's career, you beat Michigan, went to Final Four, you lost to Clemson, felt like you got screwed. Next year, Michigan cancels the game. You go back and you play Alabama, and he's riding high. I mean, he had his only losses his first 2 years were literally in the college football 4-team playoff. And he should have won a game his first year, won a game his second year, and played, an elite team in Alabama.
And I would say didn't just win, got revenge in a pretty big way against Clemson, which to the national media, I'm not sure how many people probably cared, but this fan base did.
Absolutely.
And as they should have.
And I always forget the rematch with Clemson. And that kind of knocked Clemson really from their perch of what they've been. The last 6 years, they made a playoff one time, but no one has truly viewed them as national title contenders since Ohio State did that. And so, yes, he'd gotten a lot of love. And, since then, it's we won a lot of regular season games. You lose to Michigan, and things start kind of spiraling a little bit. And obviously the culmination of that in 2024, which is what the article outlines. And, they talked to Urban about it. They talked to Gene about it. Keenan Bailey, who had been there. So it's his old boss, his old AD, a subordinate of his or someone who had been there and worked their way up with him. And they also had Tress in there, and Tress having comments. And he talked about his relationship with Jim Tressel and how over the last couple of years that's probably added a little bit of peace and calm with him, of just the relationship of understanding what it's like to sit in that chair and knowing how tough that job is, as you talked about it, Jeff. Like, who can relate to that? Well, guys who have done it before and done it at an incredibly high level. And you start looking at some of the all-time wins. I mean, he's going to pass Urban this year, and he has a chance to tie or pass Tress in all-time wins at he's 12 away, I believe, from Tress. So, like, he's right in that wheelhouse. He's been here 10 years, and I always forget he was here 2 years as an assistant. I only thought it was 1. And 2 years as an assistant, so it's his 10th year. And he talks about, like, my kids have grown up here. Like, his youngest daughter, who was born in 2014, I mean, he's like, we came in 17. It's like, she was 3. Like, she only knows us being here. I remember when RJ like walking around, I mean, he's like a second grader when they got here. I mean, it was wild to kind of see that and to see his evolution of that. Whose son's now a senior and going to play at Northwestern with Chip and plays at DeSales. Got a big win last week. Like, there's just a lot of things that have transpired that have allowed him to mature, not only as a coach but as a man.
It's interesting to me to see, and I saw the attention that like John Cooper got out at Rothman's golf outing on Monday.
Yeah.
And he was somebody who was not a beloved figure here when he was coaching for quite a while. There were people that wanted to fire him many times over.
Well, he was 2-11-1 against Michigan.
And also poor record in bowl games. But just see that transformation, though, from how people feel about him now. You know what I mean?
Time heals a lot of stuff.
It does, no doubt. But I'm saying
people talk about 2-11-1 and the fact that after he left, I mean, Ohio State went on, a 17-3 run?
Yeah.
Against Michigan or something like that. I mean, it was something epic and historic. And so that kind of healed a lot of those wounds. And now you just remember the good stuff. I tell people all the time, the longer I've been away, the less bad plays I ever made. People tend to
the older you get, the better you were.
I remember them 100% because people forget the bad stuff and they only remember the good. And they think like every year, every snap you played was like the best snap from your final season. Like, no, you get better as a player. Like, you mature, you get more, you develop your physical gifts. You just become a better skilled player. And so, like, people forget about the stuff and the poor plays and the plays that you didn't make and any of the issues that you might have had. Like, those all drift into the abyss.
Well, and not only did they go on the run against Michigan, they won a national championship in Jim Tressel's second year.
Yeah.
You don't do that without Cooper at least bringing in
a
lot of talent and whatnot.
Those are his
and
guys.
setting the table to where, yes, they need to trust to get over the hump, but, the back half of Cooper's, 14 years, 15 years in Columbus, like, cupboard wasn't bare.
No,
we can always tell old Cooper's here by the record, 2-11-1 That's how we know. That's how I always remember how many years he was here. But it's interesting to me, Bob, because I remember, how much people, there's going to be more after that. I remember how much people disliked Cooper and bashed Cooper. And
they said he wasn't from here. And that's when they started doing the memes of like the mask that, you rip it off Ryan Day and John Cooper's underneath.
Right.
I'm like, that's terrible, man. Like, it's terrible.
Cooper never coached again after that.
But he was also a lot older. This was he had coached at Tulsa.
Then Arizona State.
And come here. This was his third stop.
Right.
And probably third and final stop,
Earl Bruce, I don't believe ever coached college again. He has coached at Thunderbolts, right? That was it. Did he ever coach? Didn't he come from Iowa State?
I thought he went to Colorado State after.
You're right. He did. You're right, Bob. That's right. He did go to Colorado State. Earl Bruce did coach college again. Cooper never did. Obviously, Tressel never did. Urban never has, and I would think never will at this point. He just did the stint in the NFL. But do you think this is Ryan Day's likely final coaching job?
I don't know. Okay, so Urban coached in the NFL again.
Right.
So to say that this is his final coaching job, I think this would be his final college job.
Final college job.
And I've said it before. Like, you tell people, because the narrative initially with Ryan Day is he going to leave and go to the NFL? Then the narrative was, we need to fire him. Like, it went from, we're worried he's going to leave. Do you think he's going to leave and go back to the NFL? Versus, we need to get him out of here. I'm like, how did we go so far so fast in like 2.5 years? Like I said, look at that. You hear him talk about how much he loves Columbus, how much his kids love it here, how much his wife, and he's joked like outside of 2 weeks a year, so it's the best place to be. And when you win, it's the best place every week. But his son's going to be going to Northwestern. I don't know, like, I think Ryan wants to win a second national title, and I think he wants to become second all-time in wins here. And that's nothing with him ever saying that. I just know how competitive he is, and those things are within reach. And, like, being the second longest tenured head coach, like 15 years, that'd be tough. That'd be 7. His son's a senior. His daughter is a sophomore. I believe his youngest is an 8th grader, if I'm not mistaken. I think he probably wants them to – I think his wife probably would appreciate them all finishing up at the school that they started at, which in coaching is a massive rarity, and it's not something you're afforded that luxury very often. And some of his kids really going to school at the same place with the same friends and getting to live in the same house more or less the whole time. I can grow up. Like, all of those things people take for granted that normal people or NARPs.
Okay.
Do you remember what NARP stands for?
I don't remember what it stands for. It's just a funny word to me. What's it stand for?
Non-athletic regular person. It's a big lacrosse term. Isaiah, you weren't in when we did.
Oh, you're right.
Like,
Yes.
I know what NARPs are. I'm like, good. I'd never heard it until this summer. But he goes, if you're not working in like a sports industry, people take for granted, like, you don't have to move. You can usually get a job within your industry or something adjacent or find a line of work without moving houses. In athletics, like high-level athletics, that doesn't exist. There's a handful of markets where you have like multiple college teams or professional teams, just a few, but like that doesn't really exist, where you can move and take another job that's like at the same level, or not move and do that. Like, so that doesn't exist. And so I'm not saying that there's a certainty in that, but I know that Ryan values his family and his kids' emotional well-being and his family's and wife's, Nina's well-being and all of that. And like I said, I think that they really like it here. And when you're winning, it's even better. Go ahead, bud.
I would guess if you polled the fan base right now, most people would probably put him 4th best coaches here. Agree with that? I think most people would say Woody, Jim, Tressel.
I
just called him Jim.
Jim.
John Tressel.
Jim Tressel and Urban. You get majority, right?
You think Dave 4th?
I think right now he'd be 4th.
I think he's
I
right.
think probably 3rd. Me personally, I think he'd be 3rd, but
ahead of who?
Urban.
If my question was going to be if he wanted, he's going to get to second in wins all time.
Yeah,
like there's not even a question. It may probably decent chance of this year, if not next year for sure. If he won a second title, do you think the majority would push him into 2?
There are people in Ohio, in Buckeye Nation, in the state, in the city, hell, maybe in this building, that would not be able to let go of the fact that he lost to Michigan 4 times.
Even if he ripped off, got
4
back
wins,
to 500
and
or
he's
above.
6-4, and they'll be like, but what about those 4? Urban never lost. Urban was playing some Michigan teams that were finishing in the bottom half of the Big Ten.
How many good Michigan teams did Urban face?
Probably 3.
Was it that many?
Yeah, he was there 7 years. He faced one good Brady Hoke team, and I would say the last that Harbaugh team that they beat up at the end was pretty good.
18 and 16.
Yes.
For sure. 16, the winner of that game was going to the CFP.
Yes.
18, same thing.
And then I think one of the Brady Hoke years in there, they were like a 9 or 10 win team.
Okay. I thought Brady Hoke's really only good year was 11.
And maybe that was fixed, so you might be right.
Yeah.
So maybe really
2 out of 7.
We'll say 2.5.
And then on the flip side, first off, even, I don't mean to say ignore it, but like the cheating.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Like that happened. But even if you want to ignore that, which I know is, elephant in the room, like 21, 22, 23.
Good teams.
Like good team. That was CFP, right? CFP the first 2 years and lost, and then won the national championship.
Yeah.
Like it's
24 is the obvious.
24 is terrible.
That's the year you went also win it.
Yes.
So like, kind of.
By the way, man, even as you read this article, and there was some good stuff in there, not necessarily anything like super new and groundbreaking, but even I like this part from Keenan Bailey, who said, I'll read it here, and this first part is a snippet from Rittenberg, writing, and then Keelan's got the quote. Keenan has the quote. The meeting Day held with just his players after the Michigan loss in 24, filled with charged emotions and aired frustrations, is largely regarded as their turning point, but Day did much more behind the scenes. He shuttered himself inside Ohio State's Woody Hayes Athletic Center for weeks in December, crafting how the Buckeyes would attack CFP first-round opponent Tennessee, and then Oregon in the quarterfinal at the Rose Bowl. And here's the quote from Keenan Bailey. He just put the whole program on his back. The way he led the staff, we're not talking about rah-rah speeches. It's the Christmas season, and I don't know how much that guy slept. He just outworked freaking everyone. Like, do they win that title if they beat Michigan?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, it's I know I understand being pissed about that loss, but the 4 games to follow was a heck of a encore there. And
I would say that Day is more beloved than Urban.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, no, and I would say that more like Tress. I'm not the beauty.
I'm saying, but I think the fact that he was able to overcome the losses to Michigan and get to where when Urban got here. I mean, it was not that there wasn't things he had to fix, but it was still a pretty well-oiled machine.
Yes, it was. And thank you for saying that, because I'll be honest, like, you want to talk about something that drives me nuts is when it's like, well, he took over a 6-7 program.
No,
dude,
1 year.
It was 1 year. And by the way, like,
year.
multiple players, including the starting quarterback, were, I guess TP wasn't suspended. He was suspended then left. But it's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
that was a 9-3 team at worst.
Exactly.
With all of their talent.
Yes. If Tressel had, if everything didn't go down the way it was, that was probably going to be another BCS bowl.
Probably 10-2, 11-1.
Yeah.
That potential national championship caliber team. So yes, like that factors in. So saying Urban took over this albatross of a deal.
It wasn't App State or Indiana. It was, I've never asked this before, Bob. You've got a bit of a different perspective, different insight than I do as a fan, and you being very much integrated into the program, and you've got personal relationships with the guys, with the coaches and whatnot at Ohio State. Has there been a time in Day's tenure where you thought, like, this isn't going to work, either because just the fan base, or that it would not be, because right now it's on a great level, obviously, with Ohio State where they're at. Was there a time during Day's tenure you thought, you know what, this is not going to end well, either for Day or the university or the fan base or something, or did you have an unwavering belief that it would be at this point?
So, like I said, I get a chance to see Ryan pretty regularly, and I used to go, especially early on. I mean, because he's 3 or 4 years older than me. So it's the first time partly due to me being older and them hiring Ryan, who was a younger head coach. Like, our kids are about the same age, and just understanding. We talked a lot when he first got here as a QB's coach, coordinator. We knew a lot of people in the NFL. Would have conversations about that, and I told him, talked to him, through some of the stuff and difficulties. And I had told him before, like, when we sat there one of the games after Michigan, I always go, dude, check in, like, just how you doing? Like, if I thought and I told him this, and the day that I don't think you're the best coach for this place, you will be the first person that I tell. I'm not going to sit here and rant and yell into a microphone and tell everybody that this and that, and then come in here and be something else to you. I was like, I don't think that this is working out. I mean, I'll still publicly support you and things, but, like, I don't know if you're the best guy. I'm always going to be honest about it, but, like, and I'm going to have to be honest about that. But he's such a smart coach, and it was just developing his leadership style and, like, how to run a program. And you're watching that happen right now with, like, in real time at Notre Dame with Marcus and what he has to do. Like, it's your first job, and it's a really big job. And so there's going to be some bumps, and how you handle it. Like, I'll tell you, he's an infinitely a better coach today than he was the day he got the job 8 years ago. Like, that's just part of the evolution of it. And so, like, there's never a time where I didn't think he was the guy. He's incredibly smart. He connects well with his players. He's a great human. He cares about people. And when you do all those things, it's something that I tell a lot of guys at Ohio State. There's a couple of guys who have kind of fallen into this over a couple of years. And, and some of those guys are playing as starters right now, but it wasn't always easy, and it didn't always go as planned. But you can tell guys are doing the right thing all the time, and you know that they have the ability. So I always try to relay to them, because you lose it when you're in the moment of just keep doing the right thing the right way. Just continue to do what you do. It will work out. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure when. But over 25 years, I've seen it happen where it just about every time works out the way that it's supposed to. It just doesn't feel like that right now. And so for Ryan, it's the same thing. Like, you keep doing the right thing, it's going to happen. And it did. And it'll happen again for him. I have no doubt that Ryan will win a second national championship. There's not a doubt in my mind with how he runs things, the guys he brings in, his commitment to excellence, and just in the way that he does it. There's a line in here where I think they said we're with Urban every day. It was like 4th and inches.
I think Pantone said that.
He said that. And that's a guy who was with him as like a student intern at Florida, who was with him his whole tenure, really. Where Ryan creates like the sense of urgency, but not in that same way. People work hard because they want to. Like, there's a line in Braveheart. You should watch it. And you should too, buddy.
I've seen it. It's good.
Oh, and
I lived it.
Yeah. Where Robert the Bruce says, he's like, men fight for me because if they don't, I throw them off their land and I starve their wife and children. He's like, men fight for Wallace because of so much more. They fight because they believe. And I feel like the fight mantra that Ryan talks about, like, that's kind of it. And that is what makes him an elite coach and an elite connector. On the same way that Jim Tressel was an elite connector and an elite leader with humans, I've watched Ryan evolve into that. And we'll close it off because I know we're long. It's the best line ever. And it's by no accident that it's from Jim Tressel. As they wrap up Rittenberg's line. Rittenberg did a great job putting this together and finishing up with this. It's impossible to win enough at Ohio State. So you kind of put that aside and say, okay, I just want to be as good as we can be, reach our potential. And you start being a little less worried about whether you're going to lose one. When you get a perspective that's a little broader, it's a little bit easier to navigate an extremely hard job. You get a piece about you, and I think he's got that piece about him that he knows he's doing everything he can do, end quote. And that's really all it is, because you get caught up in all the noise and everything else, and it'll consume you. And I think Ryan has reached this point, and probably did a little bit ago, that as long as I do everything I can do in the way that I best know how to do it, it's going to be okay.
Well said, Carp. I said in the chat, this show's easy when you just sit back and let Bob go. I love it. Coming up next, Austin Ward's going to join us. Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I pitched in the major leagues for 24 years, and let me tell you, I can feel it in my joints. Shoulders, elbows, and knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do. I tried everything to get rid of the pain. Nothing worked until QC Kinetics.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens and other patients are getting lasting relief with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. No surgery.
I trust QC Kinetics. You should too. Let's commit to getting rid of all the pain.
Schedule your free consultation today. QC Kinetics. Better starts here.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver, and Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you a chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's most iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the entire office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great drinks and food right here or next door with the Gave and Ride. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who has what it takes. Don't miss out. Book your race today. OutlawSimRacing.com.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
The 10 TV Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the news you need. 10 TV Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. We built a brand new studio just for Bobby, and Tito has already ruined it just by being here.
I'm pregnant.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Bodie, let's bring this guy on.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
He is one half of the beat with Austin and Berm. Austin Ward joins us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline via video. Austin, good morning, my friend. What are you most excited about in college football this weekend coming up?
Well, that college football is back, Tito. Good morning, guys. It's long overdue. I think we don't have any Saturdays until, mid-December, late December, without college football games. And I guess even then we might have some bowls that are still hanging on. So just glad that it's back. It's a good time for football to be back. We just got another reminder about how crazy the sport has become. And actually one of the first times that the conferences have discovered some of their power to band together and then ban guys coming off of NFL rosters to try and come back to college football. I know that that's just incremental progress, but it's progress nonetheless for the sport and trying to see into the future. But by the time we get to Saturday in week 0, and certainly September 5th at 12:30 in the Horseshoe, we can put all of that conversation on the back burner, at least for a little bit, and focus on the sport and the reason that we love it in the first place.
Were you surprised that the Big Ten came out that quickly and made, not only just a strongly worded statement like the SEC, but actually put some teeth behind the player acquisition for guys that had played in the NFL? After hearing Ryan's comments of saying, hey, we got to do what's best for the school. We don't like it. We know a lot of other people don't like it. We're going to examine it. Didn't really commit to saying we were going to do it, but just, hey, we got to look at every avenue, which sounded like a guy that's like, hey, we got to figure out a way that nobody else can do this so we don't have to do this. Like, what was Ohio State's role in this and how the Big Ten potentially got there so quickly?
Yeah, Ohio State was taking an active role in this. And, Bob, you and I have talked about this several times in the last couple of years. Both Ryan Day and Ross Bjork have, not sat on their hands idly by if there's something that they don't like about with the Big Ten. They have, going back really to some of the battles with Kevin Warren, but then ramping up throughout the Tony Petitti era. I do think that the Big Ten is aware that it needs Ohio State to continue to be the primary cash cow for the league. And Ohio State, in turn, has realized that it has a stronger piece of leverage and negotiating power when it comes to things that it doesn't like. I don't think that it was alone in this by any stretch of the imagination. Part of the talent disadvantage is that USC, there is a rule, and believe it or not, they probably have to enforce it, that you have to lock your roster.
Pretty steep consequences, too.
But also a rule that you have to have your rosters decided and locked the day before you play your first game. Well, USC plays on Saturday, so the entirety of the league, it was not on level footing when it comes to when it might have been able to add somebody. So there are other programs in the league that were like, got to get this resolved quickly. It shouldn't be that hard to act. And I think the Big Ten deserves credit for leading the way, but I also think that some of this ties back to the summer in the Brendan Sorsby case, in the Big 12 throwing the gauntlet down and really being able to withstand legal challenges that, hey, these conferences can dictate rules to their membership. And that's why I say this is significant progress, because it feels like the start of the future of college football. And maybe it won't be that. Maybe I'm too optimistic, and I should go back to being skeptical about everything that happens in college football. But
we have burned for that.
I think, yeah, I know. But the SEC took this step. The ACC was working on the same thing. The Big 12 did this with Brendan Sorsby and the gambling and not making him eligible within their league and saying, you can't sue us. You are part of the Big 12. We have contracts, and you have to follow these rules. And so, I'm not going down the road of Super League and all that stuff. Again, by this weekend, we get to put that on the back burner until hopefully late January. But I think that what these leagues have seen, and it also does go back to the Big Ten testing out its power with Connor Stallions and Jim Harbaugh in Michigan a few years ago, and finding, Michigan's like, no, we're going to sue you. You can't do this. And the Big Ten was like, why don't you go ahead and try and find out? And then they're like, no, we're good. We'll just pay our fine and move on. These leagues do have the ability to enforce rules on its membership, and it became very disjointed and, impotent when you were trying to rely on the NCAA. Conferences are finding a lot of vitality, Bob.
One of the many things Ryan Day and I have in common is that we're both very intentional in what we say. Did anything he said that he said on Monday surprise you?
Well, I was surprised on the same topic that he said that Ohio State would be open to using players returning off NFL rosters if that was the law of the land, because I didn't think he would say that, and I thought it would be a logistical nightmare for Ohio State to try and do that, or anybody. Lane Kiffin, LSU, Indiana, whoever, to get somebody into their training camp and up to speed before the first game. And maybe the length of the season makes it different. Maybe it is more of a reality that Bob can weigh in on, where guys come off waivers and have to pick up things quickly at the NFL level, and another example of the professionalization of college football. But we don't have to worry about that. So when it comes to actual day-to-day roster movement, I think that was about as strongly as Ryan Day could have said that Austin Cerebral will be starting at right guard, and Ian Moore will be at left tackle, and Philip Daniels will be at right tackle. That's significant for this team going into not just the opener, but obviously September 12th and a road game at Texas. I think he's not going to hand over two deeps in depth charts. We've talked about that on Morning Juice before, that's a little bit of a blast from the past and no longer really even necessary in the way that college football is played, with sub packages and different personnel groupings, and Matt Patricia and Arthur Smith having that NFL style model on both sides of the football now. But I think that is critical. Ohio State wanted to nail that down. They couldn't really on the deadline time frame that Ryan Day had set for himself in camp, because Austin Cerebral picked up a minor injury. But the fact that he's back, the fact that he's at right guard, I think that was probably the most important thing that came out of Saturday's scrimmage and then Monday's updates. And then we will hear more from those Buckeyes on Wednesday night after practice. They're back on the evening schedule because school is in session. All 7 captains are going to talk after practice, and I'm very much looking forward to that. And also talking to Austin Cerebral directly about that move. I know what he will say. This is not a prediction; it's a spoiler. He will say that he's happy to play any position at Ohio State, and wherever they tell him to go, he will line up. But I do wonder if there was any way that he would be fully honest about, how successful his season was at left tackle and how much of him may have wanted to stay there. Because Bob, I think, you and I have both had conversations with Austin Cerebral where he said that he felt like he was at home last year, and it was the only time since he's been at Ohio State that he had a full year to play one position and not be moved around. I would guess that's not going to be the case for Austin Cerebral this year. So maybe that's part of it, whether it's injury, performance, whatever. I do think we'll still see him at tackle at some point, but going into this year, planning on him being at right guard alongside Carson Hinsman and Luke Montgomery, that is more experience and more power, and as Ryan Day said, more beef than I think any team in the country will have at those interior positions.
Where's the beef? Ryan, pretty excited
the middle
about
of
that.
the Ohio State offensive line.
Yeah, very, very good. Guard, center guard, looking good. And I believe, Luke Montgomery came out and said he thought Ian Moore is a future first-round draft pick. So pretty solid endorsement from a guy that was a preseason All-American who, as they say, Austin, ball knows ball. So good to see that. Surprised that Ryan didn't come out and formally name a backup quarterback and said that is still battling on.
Yeah, not entirely surprised. It's a little bit different than a starting quarterback battle, and that would have been the time coming out of the second scrimmage, where in the past we would have expected that. He said that he wanted to get both Tavian St. Clair and Luke Fahey potentially some reps with the ones throughout this week. We'll see if that winds up being the case and if that changes the equation. But, I don't know that he has to put a definitive, stop to that battle, that he has to set the pecking order, at least not publicly at this point. And there's a part that you just said about, and you will say this all the time, you can't, the room knows, you can't lie to the room, ball knows ball. I think everything that's been said, discussed, what we've seen from Luke Fahey early in training camp is all valid. It's all significant. It's all trending, I think, towards him having an opportunity to be the backup quarterback at Ohio State. And a couple of weeks ago, I really wouldn't have thought that was all that realistic of an outcome for Ohio State. Now it certainly seems to be on the table. And, if things go according to plan on September 5th, Ryan Day may not say beforehand who it's going to be, but we're going to know. The opportunities on this schedule, as difficult as it is, you'd like to get both Tavian St. Clair and Luke Fahey involved in that game. But, whoever goes out first is going to be a pretty strong signal about what that depth chart actually looks like in his mind, in Billy Fessler's mind, in Arthur Smith's mind. And so I think, some of that efficiency in the opener is going to be important because, for whatever worst case scenario you need to plan for, you want to know who your backup quarterback is and if you can rely on them to maintain that standard for a national title contender. So I think that's one of the more fascinating subplots heading into September 5th that really I would have thought 20 days ago was not up for debate at all.
If Tavian St. Clair goes in first, do you think that's more Ryan giving him a crack to try to earn that thing? Or do you think that's indicative that he's the guy moving forward? Could you see a foreseeable situation where maybe in games where the outcomes maybe been decided that they kind of rotate who goes in?
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, Bob. I'll just be honest. Because when I asked 2 weeks ago Ryan Day about is this discussion about Luke Fahey, is any of the ongoing competition, is this more of a motivational tactic with Tavian St. Clair, a wake-up call, any of that? And he that's because he doesn't make accidents into the microphone. The fact that he didn't answer that and instead talked solely about Luke Fahey, I thought was pretty notable. So he didn't say yes or no to that, and I don't know if that would spill over into the Ball State game or week 3 for Ohio State or any of that. It's everybody wants Tavian St. Clair to live up to his potential, to be a starting quarterback at Ohio State down the road, to put that impressive physicality, arm strength, competitiveness. He has everything you need. It's still just about unlocking the mental part of the game at quarterback, which is one of the most important part of it. So maybe he will need game reps to get to that point. I always hate when people talk about, especially the quarterback position, so he's just a gamer. I don't think that inconsistent practice habits can just be simply ignored and then the lights come on and you elevate to a level that no one has seen before. There have been flashes of really productive play from Tavian St. Clair, and I think people saw a couple examples of that in the spring game. That was also mixed in with the same inconsistency that Ohio State's coaching staff had seen and the media saw the day before in the coaches clinic practice, where it was frankly quite rough for Tavian St. Clair. But I don't think they're going to yank opportunities away from him. And they need probably game evaluations in significant settings still to properly evaluate Luke Fahey and Tavian St. Clair, because that doesn't become just the scenario for 2026, but it certainly becomes hugely influential about determining who the quarterback is going to be in 2027.
Austin, we'll get you out here on this one. I was verbally assaulted by Carpenter for calling him TSC. Have you heard anybody else ever refer to
in the facility?
Have you heard him referred to as TSC anywhere else?
I have not. I have only heard him referred to as Tavian. It reminds me very much of the long-standing JTT discourse, where he said that he did not like to be called that. I did hear other people in the Woody called him JTT at that time, and not just JT or Jalen for the JT Tuimoloau scenario that I outlined. But I have not heard that. I've not heard any references to TSC, only Tavian.
Okay, well, let's cut that part out of the show. Austin, appreciate it. Thanks so much, bud. We'll talk again next week.
All right, see you guys.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? The opportunity to work alongside them as partners. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin, they've got the tools for you. Riverside Bank is the experience of working right here locally in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. So if it's an SBA loan you need to get your business off the ground, a line of credit so it runs smoothly, or equipment financing to get it up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well done, BC. Coming up next, we'll tell people what's got us juice. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thitoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? The opportunity to work right alongside them as partners. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The 10 TV Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the news you need. 10 TV Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. If you're looking for the inside scoop on the Buckeyes, you've come to the right place. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Thank you to Austin Ward for joining us there. Final segment of the program is tell people what's got us juiced there, Bodie.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
It's a Wednesday, Bob. It's got you juiced.
That it is. It's Wednesday. I had a good little opportunity with my wife going around getting some stuff done for our kids yesterday. In the middle of the day, it was a lot of fun to get that taken care of. Ohio State started their first day of school yesterday, so I teach the second half of classes, so I'm planning on popping in today and saying hi to the two sections early on and letting them know I'll be seeing them in about 2 months. So that has me juiced as well. We've got football here coming up in a couple days, and big couple days for us. We've got my daughter has tennis matches the next 2 days, both at home, which are great. Be nice if my son, who they play at Hilliard Weaver tonight at 5:30, if they would have been home, it would have made it a little bit easier. And then we've got some football on Friday night as well on Saturday. So it's going to be a nice, and Sunday. So a nice, robust next, 5 days of sports. Going to be rolling, and then next thing you know, we'll be heading right into game week there for college football. So super juiced about this and everything that's going on. All that has me fired up, and I'm trying to figure out what Marvel movie going to watch. Oh, and they've got Homecoming this week, so we've been working on playing all that up. What Marvel movie to watch next, which is Avengers. It's really just when to slide it in.
Okay, just the first Avengers.
That's the one that's after Captain America.
Yeah, pretty great.
I like it. I enjoy it. It'll be a lot of fun. So got that rolling. What's Schleich got to say?
Huge day to GSD. That's get stuff done. You can also substitute the S for something else with a high GSF because that's what I'm all about.
Yesterday they had a big squat day, and Schleich was talking about how much he was lifting and everything else. And Mickey Marotti's like, you don't need to do that much weight. And they were talking about going back and forth and just how it's going to destroy his body one day. I said, don't worry, Mick. You can come back and push Schleich around in a wheelchair.
There you go. Hey, you want to fire this Cowboys clip you sent to me the other day?
Yes, this was tremendous. Stumbled across this. What's the guy's name?
I don't know it off the top of my head either, to be honest with you. But I can find it here. I'll go ahead and play it and then get you the name. Yep. Let's play it now.
One, things to clean up for sure always is, right? Okay? But the play style's right. It's right. I'm proud of you guys for that. But I saw something I've never seen before. 25 years in the NFL. An entire section cheering for one man. And that man's going to break us down.
Well, that was an incredible win. I am very fortunate to be amongst you and to play in the same field where the same star hold it on our chest. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of how far we've come. Man, this game, fate, brought us here as strangers, but this game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
Cowboys on three! 1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
Talk about a diamond in an ice storm, Bob.
That was great. I love Shotty with the backwards visor, bringing his dudes in. Like, he's authentically him, and I'm so happy for Brian Schottenheimer to have gotten his opportunity to be a head coach. And I'm gonna try. I was thinking about this honestly driving in today. I'm like, you know what? I got to figure out a time to get down there this year and take my a couple of my kids down. Whoever wants to go and check it out, visit a game, go practice, see the star, and go see our guy Shotty and his wife Jemmy. So great people and awesome to see the first member of Navajo Nation playing in the NFL.
Yeah, I forgot I had it written on my sheet right next to me, or didn't need to do a Google search. Shiaz Pete. Hope I'm saying that right.
They just called him Pete. So
yeah, just Pete.
There you go.
Pete.
When you first said, Bob, I don't know who that is, I was going to correct you with the first video. It says, that's Schottenheimer, Bob. How do you guys not know who that is?
I know
thought you were
Shotty is.
Okay.
His daughter's hanging on her fridge.
All right, fellas, what has me juiced on this Wednesday, Coaster Bob Day, halfway through the work week? I went to get on Netflix last night to watch a show, and it popped up. The algorithm said, you might want to check this out. And I was like, yeah, I'll check this out. It was a new episode of the Untold documentary series with Vince Young. Only got halfway through it last night because it's like an hour and a half, hour 20 minutes maybe, and it was getting a little late, so I cut it off after they played USC. They win that game. Slight spoiler alert there. But it's really good. Honestly, didn't know a ton about Vince Young and like his background. He did not come from a lot. Came from a relatively rough situation, and seeing some of the background, him and Mac Brown didn't always get along very well before things clicked and whatnot. But it was pretty cool. Kind of one of the more, I'd say, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just majority of people definitely rooted for him, right? Because it was like, people, Texas love him or hate him a little bit, but I think everybody wanted to see Texas beat that USC team that year, and Vince Young was just incredible in that game, incredible in that season. I was looking up. I went to look up the spread of that game because I know USC was pretty decent favorite. It was a 7-point spread per the Google search last night. Also saw this, did not realize this, don't remember it. I guess it was 20 years ago that USC and Texas were 1-2 in the preseason poll, and they were 1-2 every poll all year. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's tough to do.
Now, they both went undefeated, and they were both obviously preseason favorites there to do that, but I thought that was pretty incredible there. And then last but not least, I'll play this, Tito, and then you can tell us what has you juiced, sir, as it rolls here. But a big RIP to one of the GOATs yesterday. 80 years old, too young, but Dolly Parton passing away. Tito, what has you juiced, sir?
Wow. I don't like talking over Dolly.
Go ahead, or else we'll get in trouble.
I got to say,
I can't play the whole thing.
No. Could you stop it and start it again, though? Like 10 seconds?
Down
do that, yeah. Did you ever what was the movie, Rhinestone? Ever see Rhinestone, Bob?
I have not seen Rhinestone. My dad
Sylvester Stallone is a country and western singer, and Dolly's like his manager, I think.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone
is a singer.
Yeah, I think he's a singer. He's a country western singer.
That's unreal.
This movie is like in the early '80s, like an 80, 81 kind of thing.
That's where that 80s movies were themes of like people doing things, or like we joke Top Gun. There's a movie with Stallone, Over the Top, where he is a truck driver and also an
arm wrestler.
Yes. And he has in the back of his truck, Bodie, he has like a weight cable stack, and he just has a cable, and as he's driving, he's just doing this the whole time, ready to rock at a moment's notice.
That's amazing.
And it's
why wouldn't he be able to sing country music?
Sure.
And it's one of those movies too where you gotta tie in a kid somehow. Like he's got his son divorced from another relationship, it's going around with him and stuff, and it's like estranged from his son. But then, like, they come together.
Bond over the singing.
They bond over the arm wrestling, though, in Over the Top. So, so what's got me juiced? Let's see. Beautiful morning again today. I'm loving this weather. And for my morning stroll,
feels like football.
It's fall weather, which is why I say it's fall. But it's a beautiful day out there today.
What about next week and it's 89?
Then it'll be summer next week. Okay. But it's fall right now, though. We're into fall right now. I cannot wait for football this weekend. And I'm doing a lot of fantasy football drafts. That's fun as well to those of us who partake in that. I don't think, Bodie, you don't play fantasy football, correct?
Yeah, we stopped our league during COVID because we used to do the draft in person, so we just skipped that year. And I honestly haven't played since, and I honestly don't miss it one bit.
Not many people do. Once you get out,
it's
I never
fun.
People say, I really
if
miss
you do it,
that.
it's great. But once you get out of it, it's like, this. Don't really miss it one bit.
I do drafts for people. I get a little side money doing that. It's actually my Vegas money is what it is for the Vegas trip coming up. Usually I fund all of that with these side fantasy football drafts I do for people. So that's starting to ramp up. I've got one coming up, Bob, for a guy in Australia.
People pay you to put together their fantasy drafts.
Yes, they do. They pay me to draft their teams for them. I've done a handful already. And there'll be days coming up when
What's
I've
the
got
going rate on that, if I might ask?
It depends. I think if for an auction, it's around $100, I believe. It's for a company I work for. It's a guy I used to actually work with the Dispatch.
Isn't doing the draft the most fun part? Why would somebody?
It is. I would
also,
think
they
for
give
most
you
people.
No disrespect to your knowledge, but the ESPN, Yahoo, whatever site you're on gives you a pretty good outline of like, hey, you need a running back.
Yes,
Chase Brown's available. Bengals offense, pretty good.
The whole company.
Arizona Cardinals running back. Well, I love Jeremiah Love, but Cardinals running offense probably not going to be as good this year.
Fantasy Draft Proxies. It was the name of the website. The guy who owns a company, but it started because they were all on a guys trip one time, and 2 guys had drafts they couldn't attend or couldn't take care of. So they tried to find somebody to do the drafts for me. That's where this clicked with this guy. And so, like, there's some people can't do it. Like, I did one for the guy the other day who was at a wedding and couldn't do it.
What?
Yeah. And then other people.
That's pretty, insensitive of the bride and groom.
I think so, too. Yeah. It's like scheduling the Ohio State football weekend also. But,
wait, have they already had it?
Yeah, I've already had one, yeah.
That's the dumbest thing in the
world. I've already.
Those people are idiots.
I've done a handful so far.
All those drafts are ridiculous. If you're doing a draft before the final cut down, it's nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you've got an expert doing it for you, then all of a sudden it's advantage
you can predict trades? Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that stuff.
I don't know about that.
That's one thing you say about me. Ryan Day and I both. All right, folks, that's it for today. Thanks so much, Austin. We'll be back tomorrow on a Thursday. Morning Juice.
Awesome.